We come now to the final episode of our campaign, where we have seen legends born and villains pass on. After we finish today's episode, we'll have a time lapse lasting from 1267 to 1502 AD, where we can see the results of all of our many choices. Afterwards, we'll check on the various noble families and even our own to see how the line of Balian lasted. But now let's begin our campaign, and do let me know down below what you would like to see next. Tired of infidels walking on your lawn? What about heathens inhaling your air? You just need to call King Balian II of Jerusalem for all of your crusading needs. The year is currently 1257. We had a few years of peace after our previous part where we fought a war for a very long time. Now, 60 years old, we've got King Balian over here, who should be around for hopefully a few more, or even many more years. He's killed many people. He could still kill a lot of people. I mean, have a look at that prowess over here. Granddad has that granddad strength, you know. Rorik, you're 66 years old, and an Adamite. Okay, so evidently he converted as well. Now, the reason why the wife of my heir is his heir too is because Oleg was killed. Wait, hold on. You were married to a family member of mine, Oleg. What happened, buddy? He died under mysterious circumstances. Ah, you too fell off the balcony. Okay, weird. You were married to my niece for a time from the house of Animus over here, or Enema if you prefer. Yeah, here's my brother-in-law. I wasn't a big fan of him. And if you remember, we had that fellow married over to my sister, and he was always a pretty bad guy. He was a bit cruel, vengeful, but he was patient about doing that. Then he became a drunkard, and he was quite irritable too. He lost any type of claims he had on his own titles, but his children went on to do some pretty great things, like getting murdered over here. They had 7 children total, not from my house at all, but it so turns out it benefits me, and you know why. Because eventually, the children of the princess over here are going to be of my line. So that means one day Balian should become the king of Russia, and over here, the kingdom of heaven. Well, good for you, even though you've got your funny little gnome hat. Okay. All right, you're cynical, you're calm, you're brave. I would be cynical too if my father made me wear a little gnome hat. Do you remember that young kid who we beat up on years ago? He had a lot of land and we took Egypt from him and he was crying about it. Yeah, he's a little bit more manly now. He's got a lot of power, and currently he's beating Jochi, the bloodfather of the Mongol Empire. Hey pal, good for you. Now Jochi is nearly 80 years old. His manpower isn't what it used to be, in many ways. But he's also got 16 children, so the man's probably shooting dust by now, but they're fighting. So I could try to intervene and go back after the Arabian Empire, but I don't really want to do that just yet because, well, they're fighting and he's winning. And I don't want to fight Jochi myself. They've got a lot of men, so I've got to find a few other matters to focus on. Even though I probably could win if I really wanted to. We've got many vassals all around, and a few things have changed as well. Remember Altair over here, 58 years old, lost his arm, his eye, then died in battle, killed by his own nephew? Yeah, we have a lot of drama here. Well, his boy, Altair III, who I'm sure will be okay, is now again in charge of Nimrod Castle and Masyaf. I gave him some new territories, and he's gonna do well, I think. He's also married over to a family member. They're a bit related, but not too related to where we're gonna stare at them too much. But she's right over here, a child of course, Duke Akbar the Immortal. Now, her mother has had a lot of children, but I'm beginning to wonder if they all belong to potentially one man. She's been married a few times, but she's had 12 children. I feel like Akbar over here has been propagating, if you catch my meaning. I mean, look at him. Though he is currently infirm and might not be here forever, I think all of his life force is also gone. These men need to calm down a little bit. But he's killed many people in combat. He was a deadly fellow who even killed our own knights too, like Iman Barranco, and a good Roman fellow. The last Roman over here. He didn't get to live for too long, but hey, days of old, we move on. Unfortunately, we did lose a few counselors at the end, or after the end of our previous part, largely due to them just all being really old. I mean, all of them nearly outlived a second king, which is absolutely incredible, but our battle granny over here, Princess Sophia, who was able to marshal our men for so many years, she finally died of old age at 82 years of age. Her husband, Falco, is 84, he's evidently feeling fine, but if we go back, her son Pavlos, who she came to our court with many years ago, he died too. At a very young age, too. He was only 54. Oh dear, his wife was killed. Tragic. Then he had a son, too, also called Pavlos. And if you ever want to know a man is Greek, just turn your nickname into the Greek. And he's over here, too, married to my niece. And he's doing well, though. He's in control of Galilee, and he's actually not a bad marshal at all. 23 for that and 19 prowess. Yeah, he's really not too bad. Then who else do we have? We've got over here Gwynn, who also passed on. She was 69. Nice. But she died of old age too. She was married over here to Eric. And if you remember Eric from part 1, the child of Katerina and also Nizam, they both died at 70, which is beautiful in some weird way. And well, their line still lives on too. Now, here we have a young man who's not feeling well. He's evidently fighting in some far-off war over for the Mongol Empire because he's allied probably to some local prince. He's allied to Duke Tolui, the White Beauty. Well, that's pretty wonderful. Okay. Not that we could tell he was beautiful once. Not anymore, though. He is strong. Also albino. Not that I care. I'm just pointing that out, okay? And now we come back over here and look at Prince Falco again, who also has a few children who are doing well. He's got 2 daughters who have their own duchies. His son over here, Falco Kaiser, my friend, he has no land at all, which is unfortunate for him. And he looks a lot like his own father. He's had 5 children. Then we finally have over here Lady Mayor Amaris, the Pacific of Urbid, who has sired 5 children, and they're with many different husbands. She's had a few killed, she's killed a few herself, but she's been a supreme spy master. She's had clemency for all of her crimes because look at her. She's a crazy, subterfuge-filled granny who knows everything about everyone. If you want the queen of gossip and secrets, that's her. Now, let's have a look over here at Duke Solomon, who's currently 56 years old. He's doing well too. His line is doing well, 7 children total. He's from House Bahari. We are a beautiful way to die. I don't know about that. If I saw you, I would still be sad about dying or scared or whatever. But no, he's got a direct heir over here, Mukhtar, who's got a few decent traits, and he's married over to a child belonging to the line of Sophia. Hey, how about that? Then we have Zenobi, who is unfortunately also irritable and infirm. He's just one cranky, dying old man. And he's had 3 children. He had 3 children too. Now it's only 2. So Duke Zenobi died, his own son. That would have been the 3rd. Now we have Duke Zenobi IV over here, who's actually a pretty good steward, and he has a child on the way. Their lands are also doing okay. But that's an update for all of our mini nobles that we have been tracking, and how we have a few new counselors too, which are right over here. So we've got Count Guy, who I kept very much alive over here. He's been doing incredibly well too. He's got a 25 amount for his diplomacy skill. We've got Joan of Arc, who is incapable of having children, but she's still very much alive too. We've got Martin, who's my son, and he's my steward because he's got 20 skill points, and I love him. He's my boy. And I love him so much that I had to give him a council title because I did disinherit him. Look, we want to keep a unified realm. I had to do it, son. Don't hate me. We're not quite done with what's been happening in the world just yet. Over here is my nephew. His father finally died of old age. Remember him? 67 years old? He did a great job having children for my line, idiot. But his children have many titles all over. We've got kings, we've got the Byzantine Emperor. I could easily claim his title and take over. I'm not going to do that because I want him to do his own thing. You can be your own independent fellow until I tell you what to do because I'm our family head. Look at King Balian over here. But that means that our family is just all over. Remember how Bohemond died too? Well, look at who won. My Crusader sister queen. She's lost so many children. I mean, a lot of children. She had to sacrifice in order to get the power that she now has. And if you're Italian, you're probably very sad looking at what you're seeing here. Sicily took over, so now it's Cisalia or whatever you want to call it. But she took over a lot of land, and she's under the Byzantine Empire. So now, all of that belongs to our house over here. See? House Ebelin. All over. The Holy Roman Empire is still helmed by a bunch of dwarfs, and man, they are doing well. Okay, I've got to put a little disclaimer here for all of you. If you are French, if you are English, if you are Spanish, please look away right now. You don't want to see this at all. So here's what happened. France moved into Spain, England moved into France, and Portugal, it's kind of like a rash just moving all around, though they are taking over a big portion of northwest Africa. But yeah, France is led by a witch king. I'm not even kidding about that. He's an Adamite. He's still very much alive. I mean, we haven't seen him shift away. He's had 17 children, and I don't know if his line's going to collapse at any point. He has an heir over here. He's currently 26. She's married too. She's had 4 children, and she's also a witch. But I think that's really the big bulk of her update. We also have Kong, which is a massive empire over in Western Africa. They're allied to Saladin. And then finally Socotra, and Socotra has been incredible. Who's gonna win? One little tiny island or the Horn of Africa? I think we really know that answer now, but he's been winning so many different wars outside of the one he's fighting right now, but that could always change. Yeah, thanks to them, we've been able to have a good friend in our wars, but now it's finally time to look at what we need to do. He's also married to my daughter, so hey, I'm in charge of you too, buddy. I'm the father-in-law. Have you ever seen like videos of really ripped old people? That's what we have here. Now we're whole of body, so we're gonna be a bit healthier. We've also got more fertility, not that we needed that, trust me, and also a stress gain of minus 20%. Ooh, nice one, because I do get rather stressed out about how many children I've got to frickin' feed all the time. We have found out about a new type of fascination. Well, let's go have a look over here, because I am the head of our culture. We've got communal government. Alright, so we're all governing communally. Larger towns regularly face a series of increasingly complex problems. True! Delegating some authority to local councils will let them resolve these issues without needing to get the king involved. That's right, don't bother me, but that's going to help a lot. They don't need me to tell them, hey, you know what? Dig a trench, maybe don't crap in the street. Things like that, you know. Ah, nephew, who I completely forgot about. You're calling me to war to fight against two? We've got 2 dukes over here who want to be free? Well, not on my watch. Of course I'm going to help you out. Good news and bad news over here. Good news is my sister drank... No, sorry. The bad news is my sister drank too much, but she was 71 and, well, why not? You're old, have a few drinks, enjoy life a little bit. Then we have over here the daughter and heir of Khan Orda, who's given birth to a daughter. And she's of my dynasty. I shall call you Elizabeth. Wonderful. And look at you, Alexios, my boy, who loves me so much. Yeah, I did also disinherit him, but I want a stable realm. We're only bringing out our more professional soldiers, and we do have a lot as well. They're led by Joan of Arc. She's like, we're gonna be crusading for God, right? Right? Yeah, about that. You're actually coming over here to help out a family member. They called me to war, so I'm gonna honor our treaty, because if I don't, well, that would be wrong, and we lose a bit of power belonging to our family. But look at that. Every single group I own, knights, bowmen, pikemen, all of them, they have a size of 10 out of 10. So now we just need to wait for our penalty to go away. Then we'll be able to come help out right over here. Oh, we're going to smash them all. It shouldn't take too long. Yeah, look at that. We've got that nasty little disembark penalty. It'll only take a few more days to go away. We are very much well supplied, and we'll be able to make it in time over here to beat them in battle. Okay, here's a child of Darton who's going to marry who? A child belonging to the Byzantine Empire. Nice work. Yeah, let them get married. Thomas Darton has been a knight of ours for a very long time, but here we go. The Battle of Sakumi, if I've got that right or close to it. We beat them quickly, but there are quite a few rebels over here. The more battles that they win, the more people who believe in their cause. So, we had a slaughter. We lost only 25. They lost all but 13 men, and I'm sure they feel really bad about that. We did catch a lot of them. We also killed a few too. Pedro Santiago killed a baron. Solomon also killed a baron too. The barons are dead. Alright. We had someone imprisoned briefly. I'm not sure what happened over there. Alright. I'm not going to worry about it, but let's move a bit. Oh, one captured baron died too, but here's a battle where they have a decent commander, but he's a bit stupid. I'm not just saying that either. He's actually quite stupid. Alright, so here's what we want to do. We just want to come over here and just retake a few areas for them. Then there's going to be peace in the land, so people will love me a little bit more. The war is over, and we are done. They just had one ally join in, which means they just lost a war for nothing. They showed up and said, hey, by the way, pay your dues. Which is a really horrible way to lose a lot of money. Now, who's over here? We've got another noble who's going to marry Chagatai Borjigin. Okay. If he's going to come over here one day, I don't mind. Now, the Arabian Empire, they're no longer winning their war. I'm going to wait for them to lose. If I survive that long, then I'm going to strike. Now, here's what we're going to do before that. I'm going to upgrade every single building possible. Doesn't really matter what I'm building. Not too much, really. No, I just need to upgrade what I can. And that's what I'm doing right now. We're just going to go through, upgrade any buildings we see, especially any buildings that might make a bit of money. I did give a castle to my son. That way he would gain more experience, because if they are unlanded, they're not going to be as productive whenever they come to power, especially if they're already older. You can see how much money we've been spending everywhere. And I'm out of money now, but that's okay, because I have disbanded my army, and over here we've got, let's see, another child of Bahari who's been married. And now that you know who they all are, it makes a lot more sense. But we also need to look over here at the court. We've got a few people that we probably want to ransom. Yeah, like that guy too. Let's hold on. Wait, it's finally time. I can't believe it. Ha ha ha. I've heard the nicer your cap, the holier you are. That is one holy fellow. Wait, that's a penis. You're wearing a penis in your head. Not a good look for the church, okay? Anyway, a papal envoy's reached my court, bringing news from the Vatican. The Pope has issued a call to arms to all righteous Christian rulers, which is basically me, and I believe the Byzantine Emperor. That might be it. Now, I wonder, we're going to Lyon? Ah, to fight the Witch King. I could redirect them, but that could be a great area to go to. I'll think about it. My warriors will be ready to fight, though. Yeah, sure. Okay, a really cool opportunity just showed up over here. If we win that crusade and we contribute the most, my son over here is going to have his own kingdom. Now that's incredible. I did disinherit him because, again, we want one united kingdom of heaven, and we can't do that if we've got two battling princes, okay? But there we go. Let's do that. I'm gonna do everything I can to move over there, and we could fight in different areas, but I feel like that is an ideal place to go. There's also Santiago, and I would love to have that under our direct control whenever possible. Oh, look at that. The Byzantine Empire converted. But let's get ready for that war. It's going to launch in a year, and by the time a year passes by, the Arabian Empire should be done fighting Georgian. If not, they'll still be weakened a little bit more. That's a great way for us to go after them later. Even if I pass on now, my son will be able to take up my mantle and slap a few people around. Breaking news! The Khan is dead. Thank God. Although a new ruler has been proclaimed, Khan Orda can surely not be as horrifying as Jochi. Man, he died of old age. Incredible. 78 years old, and he conquered a majority of the map. Genghis who? Alright, let's have a look over here while we wait. We have over here conversation over cakes as well. My entourage and I are strolling back from a short foray into Jerusalem when we unexpectedly run across my vassal, Prince Pavlos, and his retinue, skulking around my capital on unannounced business. Caught by surprise, a few moments of uncomfortable silence pass before Pavlos' eyes settle on something behind me. Ah, my liege, perhaps you could join me in forgetting this over some spiced wines and hashish-suffused cakes. I have places to be. Be gone. No, I get it. You want to be friendly, but I cannot right now. Okay, you're calling me to war to fight against the Bloodfather of Kong and Saladin. What a strange situation to be in. And here's another child over here who's gonna join us in a war. Oh dear God, don't look at it. Yeah, sure, I'll join you. Alright, so there's one war. I wonder if my participation is going to end once we're beginning our crusade. Oh dear God, they changed their primary title to Aragon. Interesting. Okay, let's come back over here real quick. If I go to fight right now, they're already losing. Wow, have a look at the armies over here. Hopefully their supplies are gonna be okay. They did have a transition of power right in the middle of a war. That can't be good. But as it currently stands, they do appear to be outnumbered. Oh dear. I'm sure they do need my help, but how long do we have? Not that long. I could still go over there, but I would also like to save up a bit of money. Wait, I know what I could do. There's our professional army. So here's what we're gonna do. We're actually going to besiege their capital. We're here. We might as well do it. Who's trying to kill Zach Storm? Leave him alone. All right, that battle is over. Oh, you're actually a really good leader and commander. But we'll see in time what we're gonna do about that. A new secret exposed over here. Duke Akbar. You have another child. Well, we knew about that. Man, you two have shagged way too much, but let's get ready now. So we've got all of our mini elite soldiers over here. Their garrison has 1050 men. We're losing 45 every month. And let's see, our daily progress currently 5.3 per day, which is really darn good. Another child of my dynasty belonging to Margot, who's married to Zand, a descendant of Altair. All right, we're not done. A warning? Interesting. We all know that our friend over here is not the most virtuous follower of the Catholic way. None of us expected for this fellow here to be haunted by a ghost as punishment for the sins he committed in the past, however. He's only 16. Oh, he was caught doing the hanky-panky, I gotcha. Granted, we do not know why this apparition appears at night in his bedchambers. I do. Alright. So we could pray for it. Yeah, sure, he'll like me more. That won't bother me. I'll say, okay, little kid, I'll come pray for you. Don't worry, the ghost is gone now. Whether or not it is, I don't really care, but let's quickly get through this siege battle. My daughter Marie is feeling better, that's good. I do want her to eventually convert, but she's not over in my court, unfortunately. I was hoping that she would be. Okay, a few more days to go, and we have done it. There. I've got your son. It's like having your ear, but much more sad. I found a few of their soldiers and easily beat them. However, we have an issue. You could see that clearly. 9,700 men. So what am I going to do about that? That's a really good question. Let's figure it out real quick. I could bring over a few soldiers. I could get away too. That's another option. And I could also take command. I like the idea of fighting them all here and now. Let's do it. I'll bring together a few new levies. Thank you, Joan. Come join me. Do we need more? Probably not. I think we're gonna be okay. Let's get them. Good job, Pedro, Santiago. Alright, so we have a battle over here. Kong, they're also helping out. He's 23. He's a very powerful young man. Let's go for him. On guard! There we go. And here's my legendary technique, my Deus Volt no Jutsu. Alright, strike, parry, riposte, and my blade dance. Am I an anime character now? I feel like I am. Alright, well, we beat him. I don't really want to kill you. I could easily. Or I could try to capture you. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. I think I would like for that fellow to come join me. So here's what we're gonna do. Recruit, demand conversion, and he's gonna be on my side now, fighting for me from now on. Garcia Santiago, oh, you're fighting with, I believe, your father, Pedro. Nice. Alright. Now that we've beaten that major army, let's go after a few more. So we're gonna be able to decisively weaken our enemies. Oh yeah, we gained a lot of fame and devotion. Uh-oh. A child of Gwynn died. She was only 54. She died of cancer. Oh no. Gwynn's line is still doing well. She had what? Some manner of heir, I'm sure. Somewhere. Or did she just have a bunch of children? Oh, it's you. You're over in Savoy though. Alright, well, let's move on for now. We're too busy to really pay attention to that in great detail. Let's go fight them in another battle. So right now, we're largely fighting Kong. They are so far from home, and here's a new saint in heaven. Ah, my brother-in-law. Remember him? The old emperor. Well, good for you, buddy. Alright, here's another battle. Attack him now. Again, I think that is some manner of mod conflict, which I did forget about, but that's okay. Alright, I'm too busy right now. Let's go beat more of their men. Let's try to. Before we've got to go fight our major crusade, or is it happening now? It is. The time has finally come to bring St. George's holy wrath against the vile infidels of Lyon. Deus Volt, everyone. Okay, we're on our way now. We're about to be there in just a little while. I also need to ransom a few people off who might die very soon. Like that one old man we captured. There we go. Now we have a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money. So now that we're back over here, why don't we go besiege a few decent areas? We'll go after, hopefully, what is their capital in only maybe a few months. I don't know. Oh, no, do not land there. Come over here instead. Yeah, stay close by for now. We just want to use our very many mangonels to break down their walls and capture some good territory. Alright, hold on. We're not done yet. We've got to go convert a few more people. Wherever they might be, we need to convert them to our ways and our culture. Let's get more control. 4 years, wow. That is a very long time. Go over to Montfort. Alright, so we're back down over here, and dear God, what happened to England? Okay, so we've got King Richard III, who's married to a dwarf. And over here in England, King Richard III. Oh, I get it. There can only be one Richard III. I mean, guys, you could just have one be the fourth, and they're like, no, we can't do that. There can only be one third, and it's me. Alright, so here we are right now. I don't know how many men they have, but we're gonna find out. 21,000, okay. And I'm really the major power who's helping out. Not too many other powers are here. I could easily be heavily outnumbered, but hopefully that won't be the case. Pretty soon I'm gonna bring over one holy order. Here's a new child, very good. Let's move up a bit. We want to try to hold on to our overall high supply. It is going down. Oh, I don't like that. Now come over here. Even if we are a bit further away, it's not a bad thing. We're not too far. We should be able to help out. Okay, we are quickly taking over a major capital. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt big time. And if we continue conquering like we are right now, we should be able to have my son in charge of many lands over here in Iberia. There's our allies also arriving. Hopefully our enemies' armies will focus on them and not on us. That would be really cool. Okay, so now about that holy order. You know which one I like to bring on over, but I could also allow them to conquer a few more lands to help out the Mongol Empire. Do they need help? Maybe. Their armies might be far away. We do have 2,800 men over here. Makuria, really now? Hold on. I don't like that. Oh, shoot. They're already pledged. The Knights Templar? That too? Alright, fine. If I can't call you in, that's okay, I suppose. Okay, if we have a look over here, things are not too bad. We've got some forces who are currently besieging the Arabian Empire from 2 different directions. 3 even. That's ideal. Man, have a look at the waves of men that are just attacking all over. Hopefully, I'll be able to win our crusade, come back, help them win their war, then we'll be better off. Or maybe they'll have a white peace, I don't know. They have currently 13,000 men on the way, which means we need to unite right away. My supplies are going down, and they are, of course, focusing on me. They usually do, they love to. A few children lack guardians, so be it. Here they come now. I've been waiting. There we go. Alright, so they've got witches all over, and I've got to fight them. Oh, who are you? A genius, and you're quite strong too. Mafalda of Ireland. And she's married over to a child of Sophia's line. Oh dear, he's got gout, poor guy. They've got one child together, and I've got to fight her. I've got to, I think. Let's do it. Alright. I'll try to disarm her. Strike, parry, riposte. And that was it. I won. She could die because she is wounded. Akbar was able to maim an enemy leader. And Hartwig, go fix our little debacle. Good job, my friend. You did it. Alright. The battle is not quite over. Mahmoud, go handle that mess too. You're a child of who? A few people over in our lands. You're a genius, Herculean, and a giant. Damn. Good for you. Don't die, young man. Alright. They've got more soldiers on the way. They're not giving up yet. Though they should. Here comes another battle. We could go chase them down. Let's go do that real quick. Now, we've got to be united. I'm going to take command myself. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling well. I caught a cold killing all of my enemies. It happens, you know. You push too hard, killing everyone. Alright, good. They're still outnumbered. The second battle of Loreto. Come on. Oh, hello, a court chaplain. Let's go after him. 16 for his prowess. I know how to beat him. Blade dance again! Oh, a surprise attack. That's a different one. Victory! Surprise, fool! Alright, we got him. Awesome. And I'll deliver a speech too. Men! Countrymen! We charge. Alright, they are indeed impressed. And over here, what else do we have? We've got open-minded. That way people won't be bothered about being under my rule. They'll go, oh, okay, he's not so bad. Alright, now, we could divide up, but we're not going to yet. We need to come over here. They've got 3,400 men. They want to move away. My hope is that maybe we'll catch them. Yeah, we've got him. That's what I'm talking about. Get him now. Oh, Zenobi died. Yeah, he finally died. Murad, go fix it. I'm choosing that because I can't afford to be gravely wounded right now. That would cause a lot of issues. He did die at 68, so let's watch over you now. You're only 30. You've had 2 children so far. Good for you. His line continues on, unabated and unbothered. Another attack. I've got to. All right. Here's my confident attack. And again, Deus Volt no Jutsu. ×2. That was my second form factor. Alright, we beat them again. That was a crazy one, but we did it. Let's come back now. We probably need to divide up. They're still fighting over there, but they've done very little. I'm the one who's been doing all the fighting. Okay, let's come back and see. They've got 14,000 men. My biggest issue right now is that I do need more supplies. I'm lacking a few. To put it lightly, come over here, you'll go over there. Now, let's go attack again, and while we do that, let's have a look over here. Alright, Kojata, good job, you took out 2 of them. In that battle, what happened? Well, we've got 52 we lost. They lost over 900. It wasn't a major battle, but we got them 2. There's another marriage. Promote culture, done again. Hold on, let's go back real quick and promote more of our culture, where it needs to be spread. Which is over here. Done. Alright, now, back over to Iberia. Usually all the lands would be under my control, but not today. We don't need that. Now, it looks like the Mongol invasion is about to be completed, and I've also got more learning lifestyle experience thanks to my wonderful wife, who is currently 59 and feeling fine. Looking fine, too. That's right. I'm 64, I'm not feeling well, but I'm still feeling fine. They're coming back for more. Maybe I hit them too hard on the head because they forgot about what I did to them before. The evil fiend, well, I'm busy right now. I'll look at those details later on. When you're at this level of play, you can't always be concerned about every single little minute affair. Now here we have a siege that is about to be concluded. We just need a bit longer, then we'll go after their armies over here. They're all uniting. They're going to heavily outnumber me. But, again, that's okay. It's alright. We should be able to beat them. Alright. Off we go now. Let's go find them right over here. One faction is gone, as they well should be. Ooh. Solomon died? Of what? He was only 61. What a shame. I can't believe he passed on. Okay, we'll watch over his boy right over here, who's not named after him, but will be in just a moment, in just a little while, maybe after our war. But he's gone now. Ah, darn. Now we've got, what, one more original counselor. I can't believe Amaris is still alive. I thought someone would murder her by now, but no, she is a survivor. Alright, the battle, as you can see over here, is pretty brutal. We are beating them, but it's still a pretty terrible one. I let Joan of Arc take command here. We're taking turns. I was not feeling well. Good job, Zach Storm. I know that you're a criminal, but you can fight for God today and do well for him. Let's come over here now and go beat another army. We don't want them to retake any lands that we have taken. That would be annoying, to say the very least. The Battle of Vic. Alright. I keep getting to use my legendary technique. I haven't been checking on how powerful they are. Disarm, we'll do that, sure. Another strike parry riposte, and we beat him. Alright. Goodbye to you, Adamite. No witches allowed. Not here, not today. Alright, so now that we've won that one, let's go back up and besiege a bit more, or at least lure them over here, while keeping our supplies up. Yeah. Look at these battles over here. They lost over 6,000 men at the Battle of Olat. That was a lot that died there. A near-death experience, interesting. Right, I had a friend who nearly died and he's telling me about it. Now, who killed who? My boy, who's currently 41, killed a prince who was 26, and a witch. He's a witch killer, a witch hunter. Ah, there we go. There's my proper terminology for it. And over here, they lost all but 5. Yeah, things are going fine. And, oh, really? The Holy Roman Empire, you're going after England. I'm not sure if you're going to win, but they're going to take over a lot of land. England has not been doing well. I'm not sure what their deal has been as of late. We took over that area. Let's keep it by the shoreline due to the high amount of soldiers we have. But have a look right now. The Crusade is over. We've won. It took 2 years of fighting. We did it. And over here, we've got the Arabian Empire fighting the Mongol invasion. Now, it's taken 7 years, but that war is also over. I think we did help out a lot. I did capture many of his children too. There. All right. Now, have a look. My boy over here is the king. So we have another king directly from my line. And we saw how well that went before. Nice work. Now he's able to call in a whole bunch of holy orders. Well, good for you. I need to find a new doctor. He was my doctor. I'm going to hire my nephew again. I'll find a new doctor for you. Or sorry, a new guardian for you later. We've got a few people who need to be ransomed off. I just want your money, okay? Because I'm going to spend everything on just trying to enhance my lands for my people. Just all of them. All right, so now let's go home. We can't disband yet. We just need them to win. It took a little bit, but now it's over. Now let's have a look at the changes over here at our map. Dear God, the Mongol Empire owns even more territory. Nubia is now free, so we could go conquer them. Africa, they have land too. I wonder how that's going to play out. There's bound to be a lot of instability. But look at his heir, a daughter. If we have a look over here too, she's married over to my other son, Alexios, and they've had 4 children, 2 sons, 2 daughters. Eventually, her line is going to pass into mine. One day, our house is going to sit on that throne, the Mongol Empire's throne. Okay, the old emperor over in India died, so we've got 2 empires now. Russia, you're still led by Rorik, who's feeling poor, so he could die at any moment too. Oh, look at that, the Sapmi. They're doing well. They've been fighting Sweden, it appears. For the Holy Roman Empire, they'll probably take over maybe all of the Isles one day. And there's my boy's kingdom. There's Portugal too, continuing to grow, not over here in Iberia. Though the Witch King did not lose a lot, only 1 kingdom. A larger one would have been nicer, but hey, it happens. Now, I've also got over here 24 prisoners. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look through every single one to see if there's any claims I could use, and if not, we're just going to ransom all of them. Unless they're a witch or something. Oh yeah, here's a queen mother of Portugal, 50 years old. You're meant to marry a young boy who's only 15? Oh. Alright, maybe I'll keep her in prison for his sake, I don't know. Oh, here's Mafalda. I wonder, could I recruit her? I cannot. That's unfortunate. I was hoping maybe I could. Alright. She's not a witch. Maybe one day she'll convert. Only because you're married to a child of course, Sophia's line. Otherwise, you would be stuck in here. I mean, look at how many people we picked up. Including many other members of the Arabian Empire. And here's a young man, a child of Saladin. And he's right there. Huh. He's now the young of only what, a few lands? Oh, is that really it for him? Oh no. You ruled over an entire empire and now here you are in your one little prison right there. Currently, King Balian is 66 years old. I've done nearly everything that I set out to do. We were meant to form one little empire over here, but to me, that is not a major deal right now because eventually the Mongol Empire is going to be under our rule. The same is true for a few other lands too, like Russia. And we already do have the Byzantine Empire. If we have a look at the Holy Roman Empire, the Emperor, who is also a dwarf, has a son. That son has many children who are now married off to my line. Because he's not some king, he was willing to do matrilineal marriages, meaning that eventually the Holy Roman Empire will also be part of my family. Not to mention, they're already married to my family members. So we have everyone out there just having children in the really most powerful parts of our world. And there's a bit more I could take over, but I've never done this to this level before. So now, here's what we're gonna do. I think we might let time pass on, because we have done it. We have not only beaten the Arabian Empire, we have taken over lands over here in Iberia. I have set up my children all over. My boy over here is currently 43, his own boy is 22, and he's had 2 sons already, married off to, of course, a daughter belonging to Orda. Oh, you've got a new wife, okay. Your old wife was murdered. What a shame. She was 57, and she provided you so many children. All but your daughter over here, I believe, who's married again to Alexios, so eventually, once she's gone, then her children will of course be under my line. So, why don't we skip ahead a little bit? It's been 79 years, everyone. Let's see what might happen after a few more years. I'm very curious about it. Okay, admittedly a few things are different now. Just a little bit different. I have no idea what happened to all of our mini powers, so we're going to investigate. We gotta put on our glasses like our new emperor over here, who's currently 74 years old. I had to put in a mod in order to play after the ending date. Oh boy, let's get started. It's going to be incredibly hard for me to look at my family tree because I've got over 10,000 living members and 29 houses right now. So we're gonna look at a few major characters right now. Let's go by, I suppose, rank. We've got over here me. I've got Russia over here in the Middle East and over in Russia and a few other areas too. There's a lot of border gore. It's hideous. We've got Ayakov, who's over here in Africa. He's 82 right now, which means we've converted a majority of the map, and wow, glasses are pretty popular. We've got a Kaiser of the Holy Roman Empire, so we took control of that too, through our family. Oh. A Khan of Burgundy killed your child? A Khan in Burgundy. We'll check on that later on. We've got a few Nestorians left, but again, he's from, what, my family, sure. He's losing 3 wars, so Socotra was able to hold on, but they're falling apart. Well, there's 2 of them too. We've got, who else? Valerio of Aragon over in Iberia and Africa. Italy, we've got Serbia, so we took over Serbia. We've got another African kingdom led by a Serbian king from our line. A king over here in Sweden, so we've got that too. Let's see, Bohemia. We've got that. Yemen, that would be over here. Let's see, what else do we have? Just a lot of different kingdoms. Alright, you're infirm. Ah, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so here's our foreign ruler way over there that we have. Here's another, what, Crusader kingdom that currently does exist. 11,000. Wallachia. Alright, I'm going to check on a few more different little areas. And we got a few Nestorians. Here's a prince way over there. We know about him. There's my chancellor. He's 64. He has control of what? A lot of our old lands over here. Yeah. Palestine largely. Maybe it was hard for that event to trigger to get our proper empire to kind of replace the Arabian Empire. That could have been the issue. Yeah, that might have been it. 17 years old. And he leads 32,000 men. It looks like the bubonic plague hit quite a few times. And we just have like a whole bunch of dukes all over the map. I mean, all over the map too. All right, so let's have a look real quick. We've got over here our leader. You hung one fellow, a Borgigan. You beheaded another one. Ahmad over here died too. Oh, a member of Altair's line. He had cancer. And he was excommunicated, just like we were. You were murdered. Oh. Okay, so you're a killer, too. Yeah, he's a killer. He's got 3 friends. A duke. Another duke. And a baroness. 1 rival. Okay. So, let's go back real quick. Over to, I suppose, not... Well, I guess we could look at him. Here's your father. He died at 55 due to the plague. He was married to a family member. All right. They had 3 children. Here's my brother, who has nothing at all. Oh, poor guy. He's had 2 children. My nephews. We've got my brother, who's got 1 county. Lucky him, right? He's like, yeah, I did it. All right. But here's my grandfather. He did what? He hung 1 person, Pinza. He was married to, oh dear God, an abomination. And she's still alive, and her children are still alive. Yeah, things look a little bit more warped than they used to. All right, 72 years old right over here. And he's over here in Gaza, which means something happened to the house of Count Guy. I don't know what yet, but they took over. All right, so back over here to that person's grandfather. He died at 105. He hung 1 person. He had a lot of control, and we know about him, right? Your father... My great-grandfather was 97. He still has 1 sibling still alive. She's 91 right now, just way over here, just chilling out. Okay, all right. We come back again. Your father, he did what? Impaled 1 person, hung another from Altair's line. Oh, not a lot of love for them, huh? You were fighting Nestorians. You have 1 daughter alive. You're kidding me. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Emperor Loop, what a name. Oh, he was busy. Oh, here we go, Count Guy. Oh, you were 65. The Incubus, what a title. All right, so Count Guy IV was your father. He died at 48 of what? The plague. All right, then here's the Count Guy we knew. Yeah, he was 42. All right, we go back down again. Yeah, so he had his head chopped off by a family member of mine. I've got your father, who was only a king. That's interesting. Okay. But his father was only a prince. Right, he died at 34. He died from stress? Really? Okay. He had one child over here who was killed in battle. Another one who died of cancer at 65. And over here killed in battle by a king. Right, he died fat. And your daughter died at 90. Okay. 98 over here for your sister. But let's go over to your father, Prince Balian II, who had a duchy over in Chudia. Alright. He had a lot of children. He didn't kill anyone. His father was Emperor Balian the Bloodfather. There we go, of Russia. And he beheaded one person. So you married a princess from the Holy Roman Empire. And you were married to her too. A child of Orda the Tiger. She died at 71. She died of cancer. We come back to him. He died of what? Right, obesity. He had 25 titles total. Just so many different kingdoms all over the map. And of course, we've got his father, our old heir, King Balian. So he was a proper king, just over here, chilling out. Alright. Let's see. Who else do we have? We've got a few, I think. We've got, at 73, his father, our central character that we last had. So he died at 82. Wow, so he would live on for a long time. We could have conquered everything on our own, I think. Yeah. Then we have Isabel, who died at 66. Your boy over here, Alexios, he died at 68. He was married to the child of Orda. Right. The Borgians have also over 10,000 living members. But, I mean, look, they conquered a grand majority of the map. We were well behind and we caught up. That's crazy. All right, so that's our family line. That's what our family did. And if we have a look around, Arabia, oh, you're not under our control. Really? That's crazy. I wonder what made them independent. However, they are Catholic. If we have a look at what we have on the map, we have converted nearly everything. For culture, our culture's all over, but not too much has really changed, I think. I wonder who's on our council anyway. We've got, naturally, my wife, not my first wife. We've got one chaplain over here. He's a prince, right? Alphonse. I wonder. You're from Bahari's line. Oh, we'll check on them in just a moment, but he's my steward. We've got Charles, who's also from my family. He's 51. We've got over here a duke who leads 30,000 men. Are you from anyone I know? Ah, Rogue's line, who's got 4,349 living members, 8 houses too. Yeah, we basically took over the map. If we had more time to go over, we would have taken over even more. I could form more empires, more kingdoms. I could take over a few other kingdoms too, which is absolutely bananas. There's a few people who want to become my vassal. Not that I need to do that, but we've got the options. Many people cannot join factions. We're very stable. I've got 13 prisoners right now, so it looks like we've been fighting a lot of people. Altair's line keeps on popping up. We've been fighting a lot of Borgians, but I mean, statistically, we're just going to be able to do that a lot. And a few family members too. Oh, she's dying. Oh no. That's tragic. Alright, let's go check on a few old houses too. Let's have a look at Altair's line. So we've got over here one leader. He's currently 74. He serves me. Oh yeah, they did extremely well. They've got 1,152 living members. They've got 3 houses total. Here's another leader. He's only a duke, 44 years old. Oh, their lands haven't shifted too much. Not at all. His father was killed by me, but he still likes me. How about that? Come back over here to Champagne. Duke Pierre is only just now feeling poor. He's 97 years old, and he owns a bit of land too. He's got a child who's currently 4. And he's 97. His current wife is 27. I do feel for you. I really do. Alright. So, let's go back again. Let's have a look at their living members. They've got one member who's 98. Let's go by rank. Yeah, so we know all about them. They've got a lot of mercenary leaders. Like, here's one. He's 67. You're infirm at 53, unfortunately, and you have no children. But they just have a bunch of county leaders, dukes. They've just been largely loyal. But over 1,000 members is a lot. Now, what I'm curious about really is how his line ended up doing. So let's come back over here and have a look at his direct heir. Alright, so your father died of what? He died of the plague. Who did you kill? You beheaded one person, one peasant leader. You killed one person in battle. Alright, let's come over here. He died of that plague. He killed no one. His father was a grand mayor, so he's the one who had all that power down over there. His own father died at 78. He killed who? Azem. Oh God. Well, I see why he killed you. Crushed. He's like, yeah, crush it, please. It's too hideous. But also, your parent, belonged to my line. That's how many family members we just had all over the world. Your own parent was killed in battle. A bunch of Nestorians, too. Alright, so your father died at 92. He was a murderer. Alright, your father didn't do anything. His grandfather died at 104. He was married over to a family member of mine, a distant one. Okay, then we go over not to his father who died at 33, but his grandfather. Let's see, 73. So they got their lands way back when. Okay. Then we come back over here to Ashraf. Now Ashraf, your father was a commoner, which is really interesting. You died of cancer. You killed who? Are there any houses I know? I recognized a few, but none that we really did focus on. So you impelled one, executed one, no, 2. And your mother's line is who you come from. Okay. And then we have Altair right there. So what happened to Altair III? So he died at 84. That's really good. All right. Did you lose your titles? I don't know. You killed one person in battle. You died of old age. Your wife died during a siege battle. I have a feeling that maybe what happened, you may have lost a few titles. No, you've got Nimrod and all that. Yeah, okay, so here's his line over here. I'm looking at Altair III's line. What did he do? He killed one count in battle. His own son took over. He died at 80. He didn't kill anyone. He had only one child, so they weren't having a lot of children. Now it moves over to my house. Ah, that's what happened. They married into my house. You were married to a member of the Kaiser family. Okay, so we see them again. Then it goes on to you, the 4th. He died at 100, but they're members of my house now. Yeah, there we go. We keep on going down. Down again. A few more times. He was 78. He died of the plague. Then we get to living members. There we go. So his line ended up right over here. They have control of Nimrod, but not Masyaf. But still, they have one area. He's got over here a lot of soldiers under his command. He's had no children. His wife is way too old too. But let's see. Your brother would take over. Then from his line, it would go over to his children. And it doesn't really matter who gets it. But that's his line. So we went through Altair. Whoa, who's fighting a war over here? That can't be good. A Borgigan. Interesting. Huh, but you serve me. Yeah, we have a Borgigan over here. Let's have a look at Sophia Kaiser's line. Now, her line is conjoined, of course, with our good friend Falco Kaiser. But we're gonna look at the lineage that stemmed from her firstborn son. The original house is not doing nearly as well. They have a leader who's a count over in Alexandria, but their cadet branch is doing even better. Yeah, he's a duke over in the Delta. It looks like they didn't really move too far away. Let's have a look real quick. We've got one Duke of the Sinai right there. A Duke of the Delta, he's independent, but he could easily come back to the fold. Here's Count Marcos, who's currently 82. Alright, so you killed someone in battle. Also, a Solomon. Wow, that's tragic. Alright, so we've got all these different leaders over here. They're just all over the map. A lot of mayors. So they've got a few prominent dukes, but not too many other members who have really sizable amounts of power. But now, let's come back over here and track where things came from. Yeah, there's the Greek. But I'm curious as to what happened through your line. Alright, so your father was a Count 2 of Alexandria. Your mother came from Gwynn's line, right over here. She died at 75. Then we go over to Gilbert. So Gilbert, you died at 77. Right, your father was a Count 2, 89 years old. He died of old age. His last wife is still alive. Whoa! They had no children together. Alright, so your father had no land. He died of what? His wounds. But your grandfather was 81. Okay, also married into House Gwynn. So there was a lot of intermingling over here. And she has a great hat, by the way. Alright, so your father was also a count at 89. I don't know how far back we are now, but it's pretty far back though. Oh yeah. Let's see. Your father was a count at 74. Sure. Then there's your grandfather, who was really no one. He died at 37. Then we get over again to, of course, that person's father, who was also married to a duchess from House Gwynn. Yeah, so these two just kept marrying back and forth. Then finally, we get over to Pavlos. Yeah. And again, Sophia, who died at 82, which we should remember. Yeah, so we come over here. Pavlos died at 59, at a very young age, really. His own son, 53. He also died very young. We go down to Pavlos again in Galilee. Eventually, those titles were lost. Yeah. See here? He had them over in Galilee, but then it shifted over to his son, who only was in command of Montfort. That's a weird one. But that's what happened to them. Okay, Gwynn's line over here. They've got over 500 living members, 2 houses, 2. Here's one leader. Yeah, they're right over here as a part of Castile. By rank, they're doing okay. Here's another mercenary band leader. I wonder how that triggers exactly. Yeah. You are currently 32. You're a count. So a bunch of counts. Just a whole bunch of them. Yeah. Alright, let's go back over to their house again. Now, if we keep on having a look, we've got their house head. He's currently 42. Let's go back a bit. And he's unlanded. I suppose he lost all of his many titles. He's got 7 children, which is bananas. I mean, that man likes to breed. Okay, so your father was a duke too. He was 81 when he died. And really, he was over here in the Byzantine Empire. Weird. His father, also a duke there. Yeah, so they dwelled here for quite some time. The Bully. What a great title. Yeah, your lands were given to you so long ago. Here's another duke. He killed a member of Saladin's line. Alright. The Bloodfather. So that's when your family began to do really well, stat-wise. And you're descended from the King of Bulgaria. 92 prowess, a god of war. He was a sodomite who just knew how to truck through people. What else did he do? Did he cheat on his wife? Oh yeah, oh yeah. He had 8 children total, but that's where he came from. Let's see, let's go back a little bit. But it goes through, not that line. Here we go. A mother from House Gwynn. We go back again, and look who it is. It's her. 69 years old. So we don't have to go back too far. And she was married to, as you well know, our good buddy, Eric. And Eric was a child of Nizam, and also over here, Katerina, 2 of our first characters that we had on our court and who played with us. So, your line's doing great. Good job, Gwynn's line. Are they still Welsh? Bulgarian, right, that would make sense. Alright, for Altair, your current head is what? Part of our culture, right, because they kind of merged in a little bit. What about Sophia's line over here? Yeah, my culture, that would make sense. Let's go have a look at Falco. So Falco became a saint. He died at 99. His last wife was drowned to death by Godfrey, the emperor of the Byzantine Empire. What? Why? All right, that's kind of weird. So I gave him Antioch. I wonder, you outlived your son Falco. That's interesting. But your son, Ulrich, died at 68. He took over for a time of Pisa. Ah, here we go. So it wasn't your firstborn, 63. Oh, he was terrible stat-wise. Wow. We go down a little bit further. Here's a child of his. Yeah, the lands are beginning to shift a little bit, so you're able to see what happened. So it looks like he lost his lands when it was passed down. The plague hit hard multiple times, so those epidemics did a lot of damage, I think. Things may have been a little bit different for them. He lost one brother during a siege. All right, but Falco himself, though, 99. All right, so your current, I guess, head leader of your house is 55. He doesn't own a lot of land, but that's okay, I suppose. He's Ethiopian. We go back again. We've got another house over here. He's also Bavarian like you were. Nice. And he's right over here in the Eastern Desert. Oh, yeah. His heir is 55. We go back again and just check out. So you've got 218 living members. Oh, that's really cool. So you've got one member over here who unfortunately has no kids, but he's still Bavarian, and he also leads an Austrian company. So he came back to Europe to become a mercenary leader. We've got that duke, just a few grand mayors all over. But his line lived on. And again, he was married to Sophia. So between them, they did very well. All right, so after that, we've got Maria of House Gwynn, and we kind of did look through House Gwynn, of course. She died at 60 of what? Her wounds. It passed on to what? Her son over here, who was 75, or did you lose all of your titles? Did it go over to you? You had what? The Delta, so you lost your Delta. Oh, it's tragic, really. Yeah, we could see many of her children over here. She was Welsh. Do we have anyone who's Welsh over in House Gwynn? No, we know they're Bulgarian, so they kind of like merged a little bit with a Bulgarian line, it seems. Then for Amaris, oh boy, what happened to her? She boiled one former husband, or two of them actually. She hung one, boiled one. David, oh, he died at 67 of old age, surprisingly. Let's see, going through that line, you had Urbid as well. That child became a duke, the Widowmaker. Hey, runs in the family. All right, all right. Goes on to your son. So they moved on over to the house of, yeah, the Holy Roman Empire. Just kind of going through their line, it seems. But let's go back over to her tree. So House Navarro has 126 living members. They've got one way up over here. All right. No longer of her people, of her culture. He's currently 52. That's House Navarro. They own a little bit of land there. And they have, let's see, what else? Another leader from a cadet branch. And he's right over here too. So let's go back over and just have a look at a few general living members. That's by rank right now. A bunch of Lord Mayors. So they don't have a lot of power, but then again, she was only given like one county. Thomas Navarro there. All right, now I'm very curious. Let's have a look over here at who else? Oh, one son died from what? He was killed in battle at 70. Well, that's understandable. I wonder who killed him. I have no idea. He had many children. Oh, crap. You can see where they kind of died out. So you were married into their family again. Okay, let's check out Zenobi's line. Your current house head is 37 years old. He's right over here. Wait. They still control Cyprus? That's absolutely bananas. I can't believe it. Wow, good for you. They never lost it. Huh. Well, they're doing pretty well. They've got a leader right out over here to the east. Who else do we have? Another duke, a bloodfather at that. They've got a mercenary leader. Quite a few mercenary leaders, actually. Let's see. There's Cyprus again, the Lord Mayor of a little area. Yeah, they just have little bits of land all over, but it looks like they did kind of amalgamate with the East. She's large. Wait, you're only 15? That's a large lady. No kidding. But let's come back over here to Zenobi's line. Or maybe even just you. Your son died at 80. Not bad. You were 60 when you died. So he died at 80 of old age. His son was over here who had 1 barony. Okay, so they lost a few things, it looks like. You've got 2 baronies. Yeah, over here on Cyprus again. We go back down to him. The Misshapen. Oh, he was hunchbacked. And he died. Oh, he was inbred. Oh, and died of the plague. He was never going to make it. There we go. All right. 53 years old. Slain in battle by a member of my house, who's still alive, by the way. Then down to him. All right. House Bahari. Mukhtar. So you did incredibly well, too. 73 years old. You've got a member who still serves on my council, the only one. Your boy over here is Prince Henry, the Crusader of Tripoli. He died of the plague, so again, the plague hit a lot of characters, it looks like. I think things would have been a little bit different if not for that. 73 years old here. Tripoli still. Yeah. We keep on going down, 79. Henry III, 67. Then we go down to Jasperd, who's still alive and a vassal of mine. So they just took over more lands, really. He's got 1 eye. And he's doing okay. So that's all of our general families. It took me a while to get through them all, but we've got a crap ton of money. And we've got so many families here who have done well. Now, let's see. My own line has been an interesting one. Altair and all of you, you did just okay. It would be probably a pretty simple thing for me to take over everything, but that isn't my goal in my campaigns anymore. We're going to get to a point where I feel like we're good, we're done. And I got to that point. Oh God, we need to educate 67 children. But that's been the drama of our line. That's been all the crazy just stuff that has happened. I don't even know how to navigate this. If there's like other bits of information you want to see in the future for a post-time lapse, let me know, because again, I don't know where to start. It's such a massive book here. I wonder what happened to the Holy Roman Empire myself, because I remember everything that was over here. The dwarf line that was around for a long time. You lost a child due to what? Slain in battle. I wonder who's actually the most deadly fellow in all the world. Let's have a look. 65. Yeah, here's a Borg again right over here. We've got a family member of mine who's a Adamite at 79 and is actually the #2 power in the world. Another family member of mine down over here, he's losing quite a few wars. He's like Lu Bu, just losing everything. Alexei, let's see, 75. That's just crazy though. But I was wondering what would happen. Obviously, I wouldn't want so much border gore, but my family took over the map. I mean, we have a look again. I wish I knew who everyone was, but I suppose we could use that mod to have a look. Yeah, we could mark everyone who's a close family member, for one. Then we could look at... No. There we go. My famous parent. Just my parent? I don't want that. I could become a founder. I don't want that either. I thought I had that before. Oh, that was a long one. All right. So I think there's like a few unique things that we could set for it. I'm curious about it. I have no idea how that works though. So England over here has a king who's currently 93. King Ralph, you drowned someone. Sounds about right. And you're married over to a 29-year-old member of my family. You've had 2 children together. She's a twin. I wonder what happened to their title. That's what I'm curious about. All right, so here's another king of England. 82 years old. King Ralph. A lot of Ralphs. Rutger of the Isles. We've got one princess over here. King William. Adam the Patient. Here's another one. Who did you kill? A few people, yeah. You crushed one guy. Simon, Ralph again, Duke Liam. Okay, so you were over in Denmark. You were slain in battle by Timuchin. Oh. Alright, the Blood Father of England. You died of what? Oh, you were murdered, right. And you were married to a Borgigan. Whoa. Here's the Griffin that we last knew. Okay. Then King Richard the Adamite. The Big Nest. King Henry I. And William the Conqueror. So, it looks like it did transfer to other powers. Yeah. Conquered by claimant. Ah, that's what happened. Installed by faction demand. There is a revolt. Oh, I love all that little bits of information. Installed by faction demand. So, what I'm curious about, and I know we're just kind of like idly looking through stuff right now. How did their house do? Oh, they're still around. Okay, so he's just really the King of Wales. So they do have a leader. Just a Welsh king. I gotcha. They've got 8 houses total. Not all of them are doing that well, but they've got a lot. Yeah, 557. I'm just curious about how they're doing. So, King of Wales, King of Scotland. Scotland has a massive nerd king. Also excommunicated. Why is everyone excommunicated? Is the Pope okay? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to check on the Pope. Pope, are you okay? 84 years old. He looks pretty intense. Wait, he was married? Excuse me? A Pecheneg Pope. Alright. He's infirm too. He hates me. He hates a lot of people. He's just causing a lot of chaos. Alright. The papacy has had some interesting drama. Oh, holy, no way. We actually had a family member that was a pope. Are you kidding me? That's so cool. He died at 103. Oh. All right, we've got another pope over here from the Socotra line. Imagine if you told Timuchin and Jochi, by the way, one of your descendants will become the pope. That's bananas, man. So they began to descend from various houses. Yeah. A Bedouin pope. We've got a Mongol pope. And a Pecheneg right over there. Ah, okay. That's crazy. Okay, what else do we have? So that was a lot. Now, here's Normandy. But I'm also, again, curious about a few other houses. Let's go look by maybe a few titles. All right, so we've got title history over here. I want to have a look at, there we go. How's your house doing? We've got over 300 living members. Oh, only a count, but they're still alive, sure. I just wonder what happened to your line. Oh, you even have a king left. Hey, good for you. Here's your grandfather, let's go back. Another one there. Only a count. Prince Roberts. Here's Louis, who was incapable. Here's your father, Augustus. Ah, there he is, the fervent. 81 years old. He burned one person. All right. He had 17 children. The youngest died at 28 and was also his youngest, killed in battle. I wonder what happened to your direct heir that you had. She was a queen. She wasn't a witch. Huh. All right, so their line is holding up. We've got over here the King of France, Vitry. Are you part of? No, you're just like a new family, just like new blood, really. Yeah, they just kind of took over. Wow. They are very French. All right, what else do we have? We've got Burgundy over here. 49 years old, a Mongol leader of Burgundy. Yep, sounds about right. She's Swabian, okay. And you are also Mongol. Okay. All right, that's something else. Oh, I do wonder, are the Dardens alive? Because that was a house that I'm able to easily remember. I can't remember everyone, but I do remember them. They were one of our many knights. They've got 16 living members. Oh yeah, they don't really have a lot going on, unfortunately. I was hoping that maybe... Whoa. They've got the Uber Dwarf over here, a bunch of stats. He's unlanded, no children. Ah, what a shame too. I was hoping that maybe... I'm actually curious though. And I know, again, we're just kind of navigating. In the future, I'll be much more focused with how I kind of touch on things here, but I am curious about maybe a few of my knights and who serves me. It's probably like all of my family, but let's have a brief look. Okay, so we've got what over here? Quite a few dukes, mostly family members. 77 years old and still one of my best knights. Duke Charles, also a family member. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like all family members. Okay, House Rorik, I gotcha. 68 years old, he's got cancer, and he is feeling fine right now. I've got one guest. Yeah, even a guest is just crazy. Alright, it's lagging a little bit because I've got, I think, so many people who are in my court right now, so I can't look too deeply, unfortunately. I was hoping to look a little bit deeper, but I wish I could remember every single major knighthood. Now, I do wonder what happened to the Byzantine Empire. All right. It was destroyed by Godfrey. Why did you... Wait, why? What the hell? He's like, I don't want to do this. I'm done. It's not for me. And he destroyed it in 1301, so a long time ago, and it was never rebuilt. Okay. 1200, 1217. Right, him. So it didn't actually exist for much longer afterwards. So we go on to Godfrey, who died at 69. He took over. Something bad really did happen. We would have to go back to the time lapse, but let's see. You have a son over here. Okay, they're part of that branch. I gotcha. A Grand Prince over here. Yeah, he's holding on. All right, so we know about that now. What happened to the Deccan Empire? I know they had a nice... Oh, 10,000. There might be like a hard cap. I see a lot of that hovering, or maybe that's just like where it all ended up at. I have no idea, but let's see. The Deccan Empire, let's go by title history. Installed by faction demand. Mount Popa, I love that name. Oh, he's really cool looking. Heck yeah. 75 of the Bengal Empire. All right. So, abdication, that was an option? All right. Abdication was an option. 53 years old. They took over here. Yeah, so the Borjigin just took over pretty much everything else that I don't have, or we're just kind of integrated. Like, look, just some random people over here married over to someone from my family. Georgia, they've got their own king. It's weird to see what happened to the empires. Our last Dwarf Emperor was right over here, so he passed on at 80. His boy at 65 died. Well, he was murdered. And let's see, it went on to you, Kaiser Adam. You were not a dwarf, what a shame. Dietmar, 60 years old. He died of what? A duel, and he was infirm. Look at that. 2 children, 2 emperors. Here we go. Here's Kaiser Lothar. Then it went on to his younger brother, Hesso, right over here. From Hesso, it went to Raymond. Huh. Okay. So he was able to just take it right there. Then they were part of my line. Now they have their current emperor. All right. That's pretty good, I think. Yeah, not bad. All right, I think we've gone over as much as I could really think of right now. We went over the many characters that we have over here. The line of Falco Kaiser's own line, did pretty darn well. They've got their members all over. But that's our campaign. King Balian, you now rule a majority of the world. And we also probably did the most work for our crusade that any crusader could say that they put forth the effort for. It's like, sure, you might have conquered the Middle East or just the Kingdom of Heaven, but what about conquering a majority of the known world at the time? I think that's a pretty good feat, right? Yeah, they're doing just okay, but thank you for watching, everyone. And don't worry, we've got more content on the way. I'm going to be regular again, I swear. And as always, until then.